kick off the show with the auto space. During the 42-day festive period, starting from Navratri and ending 15 days after Dhanteras, the auto industry sold 37.9 lakh vehicles. The Federation of Automobile Dealers, or FADA, said that this was a new milestone, with vehicle sales climbing 19% from last year's 31.95 lakh during the festive season. Manish Raj Singhania, who is the president of the Federation of Automobile Dealers Association, of FADA as it's popularly known, joins in to discuss this. Manish, hi, welcome to the show. Well, wanted to start by talking about this extremely strong festive season that we've seen for the auto space. 18.97% year-on-year growth. A lot of the companies have surpassed the levels that we've seen since, the pre-COVID festive season as well. Can you break it up for us? Which segment reported the strongest growth this festive season?
So yes, festive have been really pretty good for the auto industry, creating a new high and new record in terms of, in fact, it was auto retail industry new high, as well as two-wheeler, passenger car and three-wheeler. These three segments also created a new high in terms of retails. So everything good happening here. And what auto dealers were majorly worried about was two-wheeler retails. And you could really see two-wheeler retails pumping up during these festive seasons. Navratra as well as Deepavali turned out to be pretty good. And two-wheeler selling at close to 28 lakhs, 95,000, 94,000. That's an all-time high. In fact, for the festive period, passenger car broke the 500,000 mark for the first time. So that's also a new thing for the auto industry. I think improved supplies and our rural economy or rural market had not been responding pretty well in the past first half of the year. But during festive times, we definitely see the rural markets really responding well. Consumers have really come out during their muhurats and auspicious days and have bought vehicles. Also, if you look at it, the festive, poll bonds states also contributed very substantially for two-wheeler retails. So there's a growth all around. So happy times for the auto industry.
All right, so let's talk a little more, Mr. Singhania, about two-wheeler retail sales as well as tractors as well. Tractors, pre-Navratri were down about 8.3%, but that was made up. It, ended with a cut of only about 0.5%. And two-wheeler sales as well, a 21% growth year-on-year. Was that led by premium, or are we seeing some mass recovery as well? I mean, just wanted to understand if rural recovery is well and truly underway.
So we can, looking at the kind of numbers that we are seeing, we can confidently say during the festival time, rural market has sold and it has been doing well. But if you're talking about a complete recovery of rural market, we need to, see on a long-term basis. If similar trend continues post festivities, and especially for coming 3-4 months, it can be very critical. We do see a very good crop harvest season this time, and the crop has been good. And the MSPs have been minimum support price of crop have gone up across various kind of crops. So rural fund flow would be better this time in December and January. So we are expecting this trend to continue in coming months.
Okay. Well, two-part question. One is about the inventory post the festive season. What are the inventory levels looking like? Any segment that you think, showed a significant change in terms of inventory, or has inventory still built up? And two, what is your expectation from this marriage season that we're seeing that is upon us? Do you expect the momentum in terms of sales to probably continue through that?
So for inventory, I won't be able to confidently say, because for inventory calculation, we need the wholesale numbers, and wholesale numbers will only arrive in the first week. So in our November retail figures, you will see the complete inventory kind of thing. What are the paid up days? Rest of the segment inventories were pretty good. Only the PV segment was pretty worried. It had gone to an all-time high of around 64 to 66 days. So normally dealers tend to accumulate stocks for the festive. Last year we could not address bookings because we didn't have vehicles. So this time we were better prepared. Stock levels were at all-time high. And normally after festival, the inventory should normally go down, and it would be correlated to wholesale. Last month, the wholesale was all-time high of 3,91,000, and that needs to come down so that dealer are at a comfortable, profitable levels. So ideally, we ask for 21 days, but anywhere between 30 to 40 days would be a comfort zone for us.
Right. Could you give us a sense of how post-festive sales have been? I mean, festive season ended in the first week of November. We're now in the last week of November. Do you have any sense, even though not, able to quantify it, but directionally, have you seen a slump or some momentum has sustained?
The momentum has definitely sustained, and overall month also seems to be pretty good. I think it would be a decent month. See, a lot of customers had to wait for their vehicles post-festive. The vehicles didn't arrive on time, and there was, that booking continued post-festive. And there's also this Tulsi Puja that happens, and we had this Chhat Puja. All these all contribute to retail numbers. So I think November will close very decently, and overall, I think it would be a pretty growth in across all segments.
Okay. Can you just give us a sense in terms of the passenger vehicle segment? What exactly was discounting like? How steep has the competition gotten, especially during the festive season? And where exactly did the recovery come from? Was it from the small car segment? Was it the mass market?
So for the passenger car segment, discounting to the consumers was normally in the entry level or sedan segment or hatchback segment. And in this segment, discount went up from 7 to 10% of the vehicle value. But for the SUV segment, which right now is commanding almost 55-60% of total retails of passenger cars, there the schemes and discounts were very less. In fact, in some models, there were no discount at all because of waiting and booking times. So while we have addressed to the bookings, various bookings of SUVs, but the new inflow of booking continues for this segment. So I don't think in near term also consumer could expect any kind of scheme in SUV segment. But for the entry level and passenger cars, entry level cars, sedans and hatchbacks, such kind of vehicles, we will continue to see schemes and discounts. And obviously this time consumers can also expect the December month and year-end scheme also on this segment. But in SUV, I think and it continues to dominate. The schemes would be very less for SUV customers. Just a kind of a namesake scheme is there just to attract the customer.
All right, Mr. Singhania, thank you so much for joining in. Heartening to know that festive season has been good for the auto industry, an important contributor to the economy, and importantly, also a teller of how trends are likely to be. Says that the momentum post the festive season, post Diwali, has sustained too. And if things are the way they are in the rural part of the country, there would be some recovery, which the street is anticipating. Meanwhile,